prom homecoming season. What a love-hate relationship that spray tan artists have with this season, especially with our athletes. Deep breath. I know some of you may have already gone through homecoming season already, and I just did. And it was a reminder that every year I want to make a video about how to tackle this season. So if you've already gone through homecoming, save this video, keep it in your back pocket for winter formal, prom coming up, next year, all the things. But I want to give you all the tips and tricks that I have learned over the years about spray tanning for homecoming season. Stick around. Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Gina. I'm the owner and educator of Impressive Glow Spray Tan and Teeth Whitening Training, where my ultimate mission is to help women, moms, single moms, learn how to start a side hustle as either a spray tan or teeth whitening technician and to build some financial independence in that process. So I need you to bear with the voice. I've been sick and I just can't wait to make YouTube videos lately. So I just need to get these out of my system. Just bear with the voice. I mean, how sexy does it sound, right? All right, in the comment section, before we get started, I need to know how your homecoming season has gone so far this year, if you have gone through it, if it's a time of the year that you love, if it's girls that you specifically market to. Let me know how homecoming season is going for you guys. I don't know if you guys know who Angie Martinez is, but that's who I feel like with this voice. So let's talk about the biggest culprit when it comes to homecoming season and spray tanning these young girls. Homecoming is normally around September, early October. We are just getting done with the summer and all of the remnants of bad skincare when it comes to the sun. The biggest culprit is sunburns. Sunburns are like the arch nemesis of spray tan artists. And so this is something that really needs to be taken care of weeks before homecoming season. So one of the easiest ways for me to talk about the way that you care for your skin and sunburns through homecoming season is through my content. I will make sure that I'm looking at all of the schools in my area, looking at their calendars, looking at when homecoming season is coming up, and I plan my content around these times. And I'm making sure that I'm making educational content to teach girls how much of a problem it's going to be and how bad it's going to look if they still have a sunburn on when we do their spray tan. So I think visually, especially these younger girls, really need to see how bad the effects of a sunburn can be when they come to get a spray tan. The other thing I'm doing is I'm sending out emails to the lists of people who I have seen before. So my client list, a lot of times these are going to go to the moms, which is really good because it gets everybody to start talking about homecoming and spray tanning. So I think one of the things too is that sometimes as spray tan artists or any beauty business owner, we forget that repetition is key. We have to continually talk about the things that we want clients to know about because maybe somebody started following you last year or they just followed you this year and they don't know what you put out last year. You got to continue to make the same type of content, just maybe make it in a more fun way or a little bit differently this year than you did last year. But education to your clients is absolutely key. This also leads me to exfoliating and the bad products that young girls are using to do exfoliation, like all the Tree Hut products and all the crappy stuff that they're getting at Target and at Walmart. So just make sure that maybe you keep some Norvell buffer mitts on hand if you notice that girls may have some residue on their skin, or also include that in all the educational content that you're putting out. So what about our athletes? Because I swear that administrators at school districts purposely plan tournaments and doubleheader games and all of these things for their sports teams during the week and the weekend of homecoming. Like, who has continued games on a Saturday morning before homecoming? That's done on purpose. You can't tell me otherwise. So let's break down the timeline, because there should be a timeline of when these girls are getting their spray tans when it comes to all their extracurricular activities. So normally we're telling clients, come in 2 days before your homecoming, your special event, but we got to be a little bit trickier and we got to plan a little bit better when it comes to these homecoming girls and athletes. All right, so let's say, for example, your client has a game. She's got practice on Thursday night before homecoming, which is say Saturday, right? I am going to prefer to either spray her Friday night or Saturday morning. And if I'm spraying her at those times, I'm probably going to choose to use a spray tan solution that has a little bit more of a pigmented bronzer so that we're getting a little bit more staining and not a whole lot of wash off from that bronzer for that Saturday night homecoming. So what if they have a game after you have already spray tanned them? We really just have to preserve the spray tan as much as possible. So educate your girls. I know it's hard with the tight clothes and those things, but try to wear something a little bit looser. Maybe use some powder to preserve that, and hydrate, because when you have that skin on skin friction, when it comes to sweat, when it comes to sports bras, when it comes to cleats, the worst enemy is going to be dry skin. So the more they are lubricated, the more they are hydrated on their skin, the less likely they are to have such bad friction, which causes that really crazy rub off and those tan lines. So these tips can be helpful, but they're not going to cure all of these young girls' problems. I mean, half these girls can't even keep their rooms clean, let alone preserve a spray tan. So one of the things I also like to do is I also like to make sure that I have some type of retail self tanner on hand and let mom know that she might want to actually purchase a self tanner just to take that and just to use that maybe in some spots where you did have some tighter clothes rub-in, or she did miss some spots, or just whatever reasons to touch up the hands, the feet before the actual event. Okay, now with athletes, while we're talking about them and it's coming to homecoming, and we are going to be dealing with some pretty bad tan lines, whether it's their racer back sports bra, whether they're swimsuits, whether they're volleyball shorts or sock lines. These are the things that are going to need to be addressed, and that's what they're coming to have you correct in the first place. Now, we're not magicians, and they're also not girls that are going to be on the cover of Vogue magazine. We're just trying to do our best to cover these lines. So here's my little trick when it comes to these lines. This is if it's really bad, especially the sock lines, right? When it comes to that, you got to look at the body as a whole. What am I trying to spray tan this girl with as a whole for majority of the color of her skin? So let's say she's a skin type 3 and you want to use the 12% all over, right? Just to get her to glow. But in these lighter areas, let's say her shoulders, or let's say her legs where the tan line is, or the sock line is, or the softball t-shirt line. In those lighter areas, I'm actually going to increase that DHA. So I'm going to use 2 different spray tan solution percentages on her. In those lighter areas, I'm going to go higher in that DHA percentage, just in the lighter areas. But the trick is you have to let it dry before you come back in. You spray everything all together. Once it's dry, then change that cup to that lower percentage DHA and spray her everywhere. That will hopefully lessen the visibility of how bad those tan lines are. So whether you like homecoming season or whether you enjoy spray tanning young girls at any given point in your business, they're probably going to come. And a lot of the stressors, I think, one is the girls wanting to take care of their spray tan as much as possible. But I'm telling you, these moms are probably the biggest stress. So you just have to really decide, do you enjoy? Are you going to advertise to these young girls? Are you going to have a way to make mom feel comfortable and to make sure that she has her stress at ease? It's all up to you whether you choose to market to these type of girls. So I'm going to be very honest with you. I love prom homecoming season. However, I do not intentionally market for that season. Here's what I find is the girls that usually end up coming to me for a spray tan, the girls that are in high school, are usually clients of mine where their mom is coming to me or their aunt has come to me. And what happens is I don't run specials. I don't discount my prices for prom season, because what that also does, I feel like it eliminates the clients and the moms who are going to be the biggest complainers about not having a perfect spray tan. They can go to the Mystic Tans, they can go to the, car wash tans and deal with that. I prefer to either keep the younger girls who are like my regulars and like their family and their friends, and I keep that price accordingly because they know that what I give is going to be the most beautiful spray tan possible. All right, so I hope this video helps you when it comes to spray tanning for homecoming, for prom, winter formal, all the things. Remember, if this is a type of market that you are excited to market to, you just have to have a plan on how you're going to educate these girls and make sure that their spray tans look absolutely phenomenal. So don't forget, make sure you subscribe, like, do all the things. I got more content coming out. I hope you are liking the new setup. I'm going to do a salon tour pretty soon, or a studio tour pretty soon, because I'm almost done in the new studio. So I'm so excited to bring that to you guys. All right, see you guys in the next one.